Hello, welcome back. In the first couple lessons we talked about the letters A through E in the first video and F through J in the second. And today we're going to go through the letters K through O. So are you ready, Max? Mm-hmm. All right. So we'll start with the letter K. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The letter K, you start up at the top here. Okay. And you come down like that. Now this is a two-stroke letter. And just to go over how we're using the lines again, in case you missed the first couple of videos, you see the dotted line here in the middle of two lines. So when you're following along, you're going to be using two lines of lined notebook paper. So our first stroke of the K, you start up here and you come down using two lines of the notebook paper. Now the K is a very easy letter and you've got it down perfect there. It's essentially like the printed K. So that is a capital K in cursive and you have it down perfectly. Now for the lowercase k, you're going to start at the bottom, come up, make a loop, come all the way down and then trace back up to the center point, which is right here. Trace back up, do a loop, and then come back out to where you end at your connection point. And as we discussed previously, the connection point is the point between each letter. So right at this point, you'd connect to another letter because again, the whole reason for the cursive, for cursive handwriting is to not lift your pen off the paper as you're writing a word. So let me take a look at that K. Oh, that looks good. That's perfect. All right, so we'll move on to the L. And the L, you're going to start pretty much right at the midpoint of the two lines. And you're going to come up and do a top loop, come all the way to the bottom, do a bottom loop, and then come back out to finish the L. And that is a capital L. That's perfect. So again, start at the midpoint of the two lines, little loop at the top, little loop at the bottom, and then come out to finish your L and end at a connection point. All right.
Do you know that something that's funny is, you know how we stopped at E on these papers? It's a whole line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that why you did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just to make it, easier. So now we'll do a lowercase L. And to do that,
It's basically like the I.
It is, but you're going, you're going all the way to the top. So you say it's like an I. So that's the lowercase L. Now an I is
I'm talking about an uppercase I.
Oh, an uppercase I. Yeah, we talked about that in the last video. An uppercase I is essentially like a lowercase L. What differentiates the two is
that line.
You have that straight line to start with. So you start with a straight line, then you come down and basically make a lowercase L for a capital I. So that's lowercase L, capital I.
The lowercase k is the most confusing letter so far, in my opinion.
So far, yeah, there's a little bit more of a stylization when you're doing that. just to get all the different parts. But it is a convenient letter in that it's a one-stroke letter. So it's a up, all the way to the bottom, trace back up to the middle, create your loop, and then come down to get to your connection point.
How about we move on to the next letter?
All right, well, the next letter is M.
M.
So M, it's very simple and very similar to the way that you're printing an M now. All right, you ready? So for M, it's just come back up. That is an uppercase M. And
Just like that?
yep, that's perfect. And the lowercase m is much the same.
It's just smaller.
It's just smaller.
But it's 3 lines. It's 3 of those stroke things.
So you start at the bottom because, again, with an M, you're generally going to, with the lowercase letter, you're going to have something in front of it, generally, if you're starting a sentence. And otherwise, it just stylizes it. So this is a connection point from the previous letter, or just your starting point.
That's really weird because it looks like
Come up.
it's 3 N's. Or
It does.
an M and 1 N.
It does. What makes it a little bit different is that you are coming up, coming down, and creating that little V in there, and the little V in there, to make it the M. So,
I see that.
yep. So that's that's the successful creation of a small M. So we'll move on to, let me just look at yours. Yep, perfect. So now the uppercase N, and it's essentially the same as the M, just one less loop. So we do an N.
So it is, basically.
It is the same. There's an N, uppercase, and again, it's very similar to the lowercase m, the lowercase n. You start at the bottom, and there's your lowercase n. So it's just like the lowercase m, one less hump. You still have your connection points there to connect it to the next letter.
Yes.
And then finally,
Oh.
we'll do the letter O. All right. So the letter O, you start the big oval for the O up at the top. You complete the oval and then just a little swirl at the top.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Look at that.
Perfect.
Mine looks better than yours. It's so perfect.
You know what? It almost does.
Almost.
It does. It looks.
I know.
That's an epic O.
I know. Epically epic.
And finally, we'll do the lowercase o. So, as usual with lowercase letters, you're starting at the connection point here. You're coming up, doing the oval, and then coming out to meet your next letter over here.
That's weird. It's at the middle line.
Yeah, that's to connect it to the next word. So now think of some words that use the letters we've learned so that we can practice connecting some of these together.
Let's see.
How about look?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'll
or
do it.
cool with the K.
Cool with a K. So we'll do look first. I'll use a capital L.
Oh yeah, those ones are fun.
So there we go. We're at the connection point. We're creating our connection point. Doing another O. Okay. And there.
Where's the K? Oh, there.
So that is look. Now, you'll notice when we did the K that the connection point was real low. That's if you're starting a sentence with the letter K. But when you're connecting from another letter, the connection point is wherever the other letter leaves off. So you don't need to come all the way down to the bottom. In fact, that would be confusing to read, and this would look like an A. So you're connecting to the next letter wherever you're meeting it. So, you're up here at the top of the O. You don't need to come all the way back down and then swoop back up to the K. You can immediately connect to the next letter at whatever point you leave off with the previous letter.
You told me that after I wrote it.
Yeah, that's why I wanted, just to make sure. So, yeah, that's perfect. So, come straight across to the next letter. Alright, so now we'll do cool with the K. Come up to the O. And then again, just straight over to the next one.
Oh, I have an idea. How about we do moon next?
Okay. And there's the L. So again, with the lowercase L, of course, if you're starting a word, you're starting at the bottom. But here you see, we came right across to the L. So the connection point, you could look at it as a floating connection point. So in other words, that connection point is going to meet the next letter wherever you end the previous letter. So what was the word? Moon?
Yeah.
All right. So for moon, I'll use a lowercase m. O. O.
Oh yeah. I did that perfectly.
N.
Oh yeah.
So again, you see the connection points up higher when you're connecting to an N.
You didn't do it uppercase for the thing.
I didn't. I did a lowercase m.
Oh, I did an uppercase M.
Okay, well that is exactly correct right there. And if you wanted to, you could do a little loopy in the O's. But you can see the connection points all in here. And of course, the benefit of that, if I were to write moon, I didn't lift my chalk off the board once to write moon there. But to print it, takes a little bit longer. And that's the beauty of the cursive handwriting. All right, can you think of any other, can you think of a sentence we can use with the first few letters? And we can actually use any of the letters in the alphabet. What sentence would you like to see written next? How about
The moon's look.
the moon's look?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna have to use T though.
So,
The moon's. Do we have 8? Did we already practice 8? Yep. Yep. Okay. We only need T as our new one, and it's a 2 swerve thing, I'm guessing.
well, we'll do T in the next lesson, but we can use the T now. So, what sentence do you want to write?
The moon's look.
The moon's look?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, to do the T, it's just
a little swervy thing. Hold on. H.
the moon's look.
The.
Yeah.
Oh. That good?
That is good.
Hold on. Yep, okay. I'm gonna do lowercase because.
Alright. How about learning cursive is fun?
Alright, once I'm done with this.
I'll write it on the board for you.
Alright. Oh, we haven't done S yet.
Learning.
How do I do S? The moon. I'm just gonna write the moon look.
Learning cursive.
Where's L?
Is
O.
fun.
How do you do that S?
The S, this is, an S is just swoop up, like this, and then trace back to go to the connection point.
The moon look. I like the moon look thing.
Alright, and then an uppercase S. Just big loop up here. Okay. Alright. So that was the letters K through O in the cursive handwriting lesson that we're doing here.
Oh, and we have our new decorations with the rainbow.
Oh yes, we did our rainbows for the first responders, nurses and doctors that are helping the country through the crisis. We have one in the window, one up there. But that's going to do it for today's lesson. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you back again for the letters P through U.
Bye. That's good.
Kom så kör och svetja, kom dam och sjua. Kör och svetja, lass mig vidare. Kom så kör och